Good morning, Boker Tov. Thank you to all of you who joined. Today we're going to be presenting the Food and Nutrition Program run in partnership with USDA NIFA and the Israeli Innovation Authority. There'll be time at the end of the session for questions, and the chat is open for any questions you might have. If we didn't have an opportunity to answer your questions here on this session, then we'll try to answer them offline individually. And I'm turning over to Yoram, who will present the fund and the program.
Okay, good morning to everybody. Much for being with us this morning. And I'm the Executive Director of BARD, and today you're going to be with Chaim Katz and Shlomo Wald. Both of them are involved in the Food and Nutrition Program control. And I will start a little bit, to those of you who are not familiar with BARD, to tell you a little bit what it is all about. And I'll go to the next slide, please. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a background, then I will talk about the program goal and the application process, and then Chaim will dive into more details, and we will resume with Shlomo at the end. So just for those who are not familiar, BARD was established 45 years ago in 1977, and this is a kind of a joint, when we can call it a venture nowadays, between the US and the Israeli governments, and with the main mission to fund a tangible project that can help or can contribute to agriculture of both countries. But BARD is unique, first of all, because we are dealing with a applicable solution in all areas of agriculture. And also, we have equal parts by both governments, which means one-to-one, this is the investment. And after 45 years, we decided to expand a little bit BARD, and I'm going to shed more light on that, to include food sciences and nutrition research. And of course, on the process right now, like many other agencies, we are talking about climate smart food production, which is not directly related to our webinar today, but is a future program in BARD. Okay, so as I mentioned, our stakeholder is the Ministry of Finance in Israel and Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, and in the United States is the USDA. And BARD runs competitive funding programs to support collaborative agriculture R&D in both countries. And next. Okay. Now, a part of a research grant, we have a very wide portfolio. We have also a program, which we call it feasibility study. This is 1 year studies. We have a postdoc fellowship. People which graduate from institutions in both countries can continue or can receive a fellowship to carry a postdoc work in the other country. We have the graduate student fellowship. Even graduate students can apply. It's not related to, I mean, each one of these programs is individually standalone. And we have a senior research fellow. This is just for the American to come for 1 year here to Israel. And it's a very, very interesting program. And last but not least, this is the workshops that we are supporting. We are every year we are choosing between 2 to 3 topics which are cutting edge topics, and we are supporting small workshops between the two countries. Now, just in the last 5 years, we invested $38 million. And you can see all the parameters that have been obtained in the last 5 years. Of course, in the 40, our existence during 40 years, the numbers and the achievements are larger. The main reason for setting up these slides is to show you that in the last 5 years we have added 3 main programs. One of them is the Believer. This is academia and industry program collaboration. We have the food and nutrition, which we are going to talk about today, and we have the last one, the aquaculture and the desert farming, a little bit smaller, really fresh, but it's a very active platform for collaboration. So what I want to share with you that after 45 years of existence, with an extremely high return of investment, every dollar that we spend, we can show, they reported that at least $6 have been contributed in both countries and beyond. We decided to expand to topics which are very relevant to our main program. And this is the food and nutrition, of course. And due to the fact that in both countries, I think in the developed world right now, there is a more people are more awareness to food and to nutrition. And after all, this is the next step after our main activity in agriculture. And we decided to move on and to take the way to food and nutrition. Okay. Okay, so I'll stay here. The goal of the program is to promote a joint R&D activity of scientists from Israel and the United States in areas of food and nutrition that will lead to implemented quality of life, prevent chronic diseases, and improve health while considering climate changes. And we had 2 or 3 goals there. We really want to use innovative knowledge that existed in the academia and to link it to the industry. The access of R&D services for companies is very, very important, especially when we have a new topic like the food tech in Israel, which is emerging dramatically, which can utilize a lot of the, not only the know-how, but also the facility which existed in the academic institution. Not to mention the fact that we are collaborating with US scientific groups and institutions which are more, the instrumentation and the ability, the know-how is much larger than we have here in Israel. And of course, the time to market, if you collaborate with academia and a company, is much shorter. Just as in a small note, our time to market in our regular BARD program was a 2-digit number of years, and we really want to reduce it to 1 digit. That will help a lot, not only the academia, but mainly the industry, the company. Now, what the advantage of collaboration with the academia is the straight knowledge transfer, information sharing, and that goes not only in one country, it goes in both countries. So if an Israeli company has a collaboration with an American group, which would present the results or will have an access later on, and everything under protection, the IP, of course, that will create a situation that the company or the product will be open to a much larger market. And this is one of the reason to start collaborating with industry and the academia partnership. Now, the next step will be to convince you why do we need American people around. I think that most of the people which we have today on the webinar, it's very clear we can extend the extended experience, and we have a synergistic activity between the academia and also the industry, and we think it's very important, and it's a good opportunity to both sides. So in the how you apply to the food and nutrition program. In this stage, I would like to turn the microphone to Chaim, who will explain you. But before I do that, I would like you to notice that there is a two-step type of application. First of all, you have to submit a pre-proposal, and later on you need to apply to the Israel Innovation Authority. And Chaim will explain you exactly what you need to do and how to really to succeed or make it happen. Thank you very much. Chaim, please.
Okay, good morning or good early morning if anybody's joining us from the US. I'm going to take you through the first stage, which is probably one of the easier parts of the application process here, which is pre-proposal. Just a short proposal and a short two-page document that just gives us a general idea what you're planning to do and who your partners are. The proposal consists of, first of all, a title page, which is the project title, the NIFA project title, the person who you're collaborating with in the United States, all the Israeli collaborators, including the company that you are collaborating with. And then we have a two-page body of the proposal, which is a brief description of what you want to do, the potential benefit to Israel, to agriculture, or the food industry, or to consumers, the benefits of cooperation in terms of what the benefits are to do the research together with the U.S. scientists, and what kind of actual collaborative arrangements you have for the NIFA partner. So the title page is rather self-explanatory. The only addition is a research priority. We have a fairly wide list of research priorities that are included in the food and nutrition. And there's a lot of areas that can fit into those. So I suggest you look on the website and look at the priorities. The pre-proposal body is, as we said, a description of the proposal, the contribution of the Israeli research to the NIFA project, and the potential benefit to Israel if it's successful, how the research contributes to the priority areas, and the benefits of collaboration in achieving these objectives. In addition, it doesn't have to be in the body, but in addition, you need to send to us an agreement of the NIFA project PI to participate in this collaboration. It can just be an email from the NIFA PI. And we also would like to have the agreement, at least an informal agreement with the company that they're willing to cooperate with you. Now, I would say of the everything I mentioned here, probably the hardest part for the investigators is to find the company that is willing to invest, because they one way or the other, they have to invest in the research. So that is the most difficult part. And once you get that part done, then the rest of the process is relatively easy, assuming that you meet the priorities of the program. And also in the previous round, we had a fairly high success rate. Let me go back one slide here. I just want to say, in terms of the NIFA project, the list on the website, we have a list on the website of all the what NIFA calls AFRI, agriculture, food, and forget what research programs, which is competitive research grant, where people apply directly to the USDA NIFA program themselves and get grants. But NIFA also has a lot of, they have what's called formula money, in which they just give, say, a large sum to mainly land grant universities in the United States. And then they do an internal process of distributing that money to their investigators. And there are projects there which we will recognize. It is much harder for us to get a list of those projects, but if you go to the CRIS page of the USDA NIFA site and maybe look up under keywords or perhaps investigators that you may be working with, you might find a project that we will accept. If you find a project that's not on the list, then it has to clear with us first. We want to make sure that it meets the priorities, that there's sufficient funds there that you will be able to match, and that the length of the project will carry on to the length of your project, so that we have a true match for that project. The pre-proposal is just a go or no go. It's as we said, it's to give you approval to go to fill out the full proposal, which Shlomo will get into a little bit shortly. We have a joint BARD-NIFA committee composed of both. It's a very broad committee. Both people from academia and industry, both from the United States and Israel, that have considerable experience in the relevant areas. And they basically want to see that the proposal is relevant to the Israeli industry or agriculture or the market. And they look very closely at the collaborative arrangements and that it meets the priority of the BARD's Food and Nutrition Program. One thing I would like to say in terms of collaboration is that although this is not like a BARD project where you write the project together and then a collaboration will be set out from the start, and the U.S. partner does not get any additional funds, but in your proposal, in the final proposal, you can budget a trip for the U.S. scientists to come to Israel to collaborate with you here in the lab here, and that comes out of your budget, but we think that it certainly would helps enhance the collaboration and might be a little more incentive for the U.S. scientists to participate in the collaboration. Okay, I think now it's we can turn it over to Shlomo.
I think we want to touch on the priorities just a bit more because we skipped that part. Yohan?
Hi again. Okay, so after setting up the program, we decided that we need to focus on certain areas. We identified three areas. One of them is improving food and nutrition. The other one, increasing the variety and the availability of food. And the third one is supporting healthy consumption. So you can see how wide the program is spread. As Chaim mentioned, and you're going to see in a minute, each one of them has a more detailed information what are the topics which are relevant there. Okay, so you see the improving food and nutrition. You can see that it goes from development of innovating food products, everything which is related, development of technologies, new technologies which are there just to improve food and nutrition, very wide. We are not narrowing it down. Expansion of knowledge, of course, beyond essential nutrition, and the developing of personalized food. This is not personal food, it's actually tailored to a specific high-risk targeted population. Of course, personal nutrition is belong also, but not to this direct group of topics. And if we'll go and we'll take a look what we have on increasing the availability, you can see that it also increasing the biodiversity of food sources. We really want to see more species are being consumed for our nutrition. We really want supporting innovations in alternative protein research. Alternative protein is a hot topic also to the industry. So it's everything here is being included. And the last sub group of priorities is supporting healthy consumption. It's a little bit it's more expanded to the nutrition and even to health, improving consumer assessment and dictation method of food nutritive values. This is very important. Enabling personal nutrition. Remember that I just mentioned it, so it's under this category. And you can see that the program is very wide. Again, I'm encouraging you. This is just the titles. You can go to our website and look into each one of them, and you can see examples of topics which are in agreement between the Israel Innovation Authority and USDA, and of course BARD. And this is something that you have to notice before you're applying. Now, another thing which is related, when you're looking up in the list of that is being also, it's available in our website, and it has been approved by all agencies, and you don't see exactly the subtitle or exactly the topics that you are working on, please contact us, and we will try to refer you to a closest topic and a collaborator that you can contact with in order to pursue your objective. Thank you very much. And now, please, Judith, transfer it to Shlomo. Shlomo, you are muted. Shlomo, you are muted.
Shlomo, you're still muted. Huh?
And now?
Now, yes.
Okay. So good morning, evening, everyone. I don't know where you are. Where are you? But anyhow, after you allocate the partners to the project and allocate the company, then we are going to the second step. After prepared proposal, we are going to the second step where the project is processed through the existing channels of the Israeli Innovation Authority. They offer us two channels. And the decision which channel to use depends on the technology readiness level of each project. If the project is in early stage, let us say between TRL 2 to 4, then we choose the first, do you see my marker? My mouse? You see the first, okay, you see the first channel, which is called NIFA-BARD. This is the name given by the Israeli Innovation Authority to this channel. And it involves a project. It is a project that is led by the academia, and the industrial partner is more or less a supporter or spectator to the project. He contributes only 10% of the budget of the project, but he has the first right to evaluate the project and the first right to use the project's outcome. But I should talk about it in a minute. Anyhow, the royalties expected to belong to the academia, and the academia should be paid for the royalties gained during the project. The second channel is the Magneton. The Magneton is for projects with TRL between 4 to 6. That's mean much closer to application. And this project is led by the industrial partner and not by the academia. The IP developed during the project belongs to the academia, to the industry, and the project has much larger budget compared to the NIFA. If you see the budget in the NIFA, each the industrial partners can get up to $500,000 shekel, around $500,000 shekel, and if there are more than one partners, it can be extended to $250,000 shekel. But this is very limited budget. The academia are paid 100% of their cost, and the additional 10% contribution from the industrial partner is part of the total budget of the project. In the Magneton, the money goes to the industrial partners, and the academia plays more or less like a subcontractor to the industrial partner. But the budget there is up to 3,400,000 shekels as a grant, and the real budget of the project can be much more, over 5 million shekels, because these 3,400,000 shekels represent 66% of the approved budget. So the budget is much larger. The industrial partners use the academia as a subcontractor, and they received 100% of their requested budget as appearing in the proposal. I want to say something which is very important regarding IP and the rights of use of the results of the projects. Everything is subject to the consortium agreement made in the beginning between the partners themselves. In the NIFA and in the Magneton channel, the partners should discuss what they foresee in the future, and while discussing this, they can decide, let us say, giving in NIFA avenue, they can offer the industrial partners some rights for first refusal, for example, and some mechanism of future use of the IP. In the Magneton, they can discuss about the royalties given for the background information of the academia, and this should be decided between the partners themselves. The consortium agreement is not part of the submission of the project submission process, but I really recommend that the partners will discuss in advance what they foresee in the future, and they have at least memorandum of understanding between them, and then apply practically to the project. The details of each of these channels is given in the website of the Israel Innovation Authority that are marked here for the Magneton and for the NIFA. And any of you can, if you have any questions, you can call us and ask questions, and we shall, of course, give all the information to you. And if we don't know something, we shall look it out and give you an answer. The timeline for the submission is given here. The pre-proposal should be submitted till 15th of March. It's quite soon, and you have to at least to find the partners and set the pre-proposal as described by Chaim. Then on the 5th of April, we shall give no-go notice to all the projects. And if you get the go sign, then you have to prepare the full proposal according to the instructions of the designated channel, either the NIFA channel or the Magneton channel, and submit the full proposal directly to IEA with a copy of us to make the follow-up and monitoring the project itself. So the submission deadline is the 6th of June for the projects who received the go agreement from BARD. The final answer is expected to be given mid-August, and if you get the positive answer from the final answer, then there is a normal process which is quite fast for signing the full contract and receiving the fund. And I think that it can be done before the end of this year. And the project, it depends on relatively simple and well-polished bureaucracy process, but it will be done before the end of this year. Anyhow, what I want to point out is that if you are looking still for partners, for academia partners, the Israeli partners looking for the partners from the American side, please look at the BARD website mentioned here. You can see the list of all the updated NIFA projects that are available for you for looking for partners. If you have any problem contacting any of the partners, you can contact us. Chaim is very well aware of all the situation, and they will help you and assist you in facilitating the contact with the NIFA partners. Following that, after if you have problem finding industrial partner, this is my part, and you can contact me, Shlomo Wald here. You can contact me, and I shall assist you in allocating industrial partners in Israel. I hope that this is more or less the procedure, but I would like to point out again that if you have any question, any problem, please don't hesitate to contact us. Either Chaim or myself, we shall be at your disposal anytime. Please, Judith, Yoram.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen and we'll move to answer a couple of questions that people have asked. Just a minute. Just a minute.
You're good. Yeah.
Right.
Good. Okay. Chat, yeah.
So I have a question here. Will we be able to share the PowerPoint and the recording? Yes, the session is recorded and we'll be happy to share. We'll send you a copy. Anyone who was listed for this webinar will get a copy of the presentation and the recording, so we'll be happy to do that. Okay, so fine.
Okay, so we have a question from Mika. Are the projects only with commercial interest, e.g. not with health authorities and nutritional improvement? And the answer is yes. You need a commercial entity. Health authorities can be part of the proposal as on the academic side of the proposal. But you need a commercial entity in order to participate in the program. There's another question. I'll give it to Shlomo. Is there any criteria for the business partners other than the funding of the 10 to 15%?
The industrial partner should be a partner that can get some commercial interest in the future. He should be connected to the project. He shouldn't be, let us say, some venture capitalist or something like that. It should be an industrial partner, real industrial partner that can use and can be interested in the project. The reason is that the project get advantage of the expertise of the industrial partners in order to focus their research on relevant questions, and this is can be the relevance of the industrial partner, not just a supplier of 10%. This is nothing. So the partner should be a company that have a real interest in the results of the project.